All right, guys, Mr. Lloyd here, going to work with you today on adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Some of the problems that we're going to see are going to have the same denominator, and these problems are pretty straightforward. So these two examples up here in orange, I'll go ahead and do quickly. When we have the same denominator, I'm going to write these vertically here for clarity, but it's a pretty straightforward process. So here, 3.5 plus 1.5. And just like if I'm adding anything else, I line it up with place value. 1/2 plus 1/2 would be 2/2. And then 3 plus 1 would be 4. So 4 and 2/2, we just have to do our last step of simplification. 4 and 2/2 is better known as 5. Okay, so really pretty straightforward there. Probably the hardest step was converting this to 5. 4 and 2/2 to 5. But pretty straightforward, okay? Just adding same denominator, no need to convert, nothing really special about that. Here, let's look at the subtraction problem, 5 and 1/8 minus 4 and 7/8. So here, let's see, I'm gonna write this vertically, 4 and 7/8. Now here, I would normally, just like I wrote my addition problem vertically, I would normally wanna just subtract 1/8 minus 7/8, except I can't quite do that because I can't subtract 7/8 from 1/8. I have to do some ungrouping. So let's see what this looks like. I'm going to rewrite this problem over here. 5 and 1/8 minus 4 and 7/8. Okay, and I'm going to rewrite 5 and 1/8 as 4. And this would be, I took one of my wholes and I turned it into 8/8. So this would be 8/8 plus 1/8, so it'd be 4 and 9/8 minus 4 and 7/8. And so hopefully now you can see why I did that. Now I'm ready to subtract. 9/8 minus 7/8 would be 2/8. And 4 minus 4, of course, would be 0. So now I'm almost done. I have an answer of 0 and 2/8, but of course, when I have an answer like this, I'm never going to say the 0 out front. That would just be a little silly. So 2/8 would be my answer, except 2/8 can be simplified. 2 and 8 are both even. So if I divide both of them by 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. And so my final answer is 1/4. So that's subtracting mixed numbers here. And in this case, I had to do this ungrouping step. Okay, and we're going to see that same step down here for a problem below. So let's take a look here at the next addition problem. This one is going to ask us to add these two fractions, 2 and 7/8 plus 3.5. But here we're going to need to find a common denominator. And the way we do this is straightforward. We just multiply the two denominators together and we get 16. 8 times 2 is 16. Okay. And then here I remembered I multiplied this by 2 and this side by 8. And so let's see what this looks like. Times 2 would be 14/16. The whole number doesn't change. And here it'd be 3, whole number doesn't change, and 8/16. Okay, now I'm ready to add 14/16 and 8/16 and 2 and 3. So let's see, for my 16ths, 14 plus 8 is 22, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So now I have an answer, but I'm not finished yet. I have 5 and 22/16. So let's see, 22/16 I know is greater than 1 whole. So this is going to convert to 6 and 6/16. And one more time, I can convert 6/16 to a more simple fraction because they're both even. If I divide them both by 2, I get 3/8. And now I'm done with that problem. Okay, so here, going back to review, we had to convert these to a common denominator. Once we converted them to a common denominator, it was just as simple as adding them together and then doing this simplification step that I did horizontally here, okay? So again, kind of a flow to these, and the more you practice them, the smoother they get. Okay, let's look at another one here. I'm going to pick a different pen color. 5 1/4 minus 4 8/9. So we're going to do the same thing as we did up here. Find a common denominator by multiplying them together. So 4 times 9 we know is going to be 36. And I'm just writing this in here just so I remember this is turning into 36 and this fraction is turning into 36. Okay, this would be times 4 and this is times 9. All right, I'm going to ask you to pause the video and see if you can figure out what 5 1/4 would be as 36 and what 4 8/9 would be as 36. So go ahead and pause it, give yourself a couple minutes and see what you get here, and then we'll resume and see how you did. All right, so I asked you just to convert here to 36. So this would be 5 9/36, and this would be 4 32 36, and now we're just subtracting. Okay, so if you got that right, very good job. This step right here, before we haven't even subtracted yet. All we've done is just figure out common denominator here. This is the hardest step for 6th graders by far. So if you can get this down, then you are in good shape. All right, now let me write this vertically again. 5 9/36 minus 4 32 36. Okay, once again here, I can't really subtract straight away. I can't do 9/36 minus 32 36. I have to do a little ungrouping. So 5 9/36. Well, I'm going to call this 4 and 36 plus 9 would be 45. So now I have 4 and 45 36 minus 4 and 32 36. Now, as you can see, I'm ready to subtract. So go ahead and pause the video, do the subtraction step here, and see what you get. All right, so this should be, well, let's see, 45 minus 32 would be 13 over 36. 4 minus 4 is 0. And of course, we don't write these as 0 in 1336. We just eliminate the 0, and we have 13/36. I know I don't have to simplify here because 13 is a nice prime number, and I just remember that. And there I am done. Okay, so this was a video trying to help you add and subtract mixed numbers with different denominators and sometimes with the same denominator. Keep practicing this skill. It can be a little challenging, but once you get it, you'll see the flow to them, just like adding and subtracting fractions. Takes a little while, but once you get there, it sticks in your brain pretty good. All right, let me know if you have any questions. You can contact me through Remind, email, Google Classroom, lots of different ways to get in touch. And good luck out there. See you then.